Hello, how are you? So today's message is about you are a champion. You are set for life to win. You are set for life to continue to be a champion. And this doesn't mean that you're going to have like a perfect 100% score of like always winning your games, right? Always winning in your goals, always winning with like the confidence. This is just the essence. Like this is like the truest of understanding that you are now like identifying and relaxing and like living by this like new code of conduct. This new code of conduct is that you will always be in this knowing, this unwavering, unstoppable, this unchanging, just this like it's just like this like solidness of you, like it's permanent, like it's set in stone, that you've just accepted from like right here, right now. You are a champion and you are a winner, and you are a champion and winner in your mind, in your heart, in your body, in your soul, and in your mission. And something in you has like switched on, like full on switched on. I feel like there's like you have this like lighter, and you just like go like that, and you just decide I'm this whole life of my life, this whole time from now on, I'm switched on to being and embodying and living a life in my as a champion my mind, champion what I hear, champion what I say, champion of like how I see myself, a champion of how I see opportunities that others aren't seeing. And it's like this like quiet like emerging and activating energy that I'm really like seeing in you. You're like not even telling other people, which is really good. And you don't even identify anymore like as like, oh, I'm like underground, or I'm up and coming, or I'm an underdog. You just like removed all of that, and you're like, you know what, I've been way too humble and like limited myself of like always seeing myself as like, oh, I'm up and coming and I'm an underdog. But like now you've just accepted like your true essence. Like you've like had a moment when I told you like that like snap, that like switch on, that locked in, where you said, of course this is like me, of course this is me. Like you just had this poignant moment of just accepting, like, why not, like, why not me, like, why wouldn't I not see myself as a champion? And I love this for you because it's like so quiet, but like it's like this like emerging, activating, like all of your senses are like accepting this. Like all of your body is like in full congruence about it. Your mentality is like transitioning, and it's adapting, and it's like adapting at such like rapid rates of like, okay, how does a champion think? And you're like, okay, I need a plan. Okay, what are my weaknesses, or what are the areas that I need to improve on? Okay, next, what are the actions I need to do? Okay, and then like you apply it, and then you go back and you like take accountability, and you're like recording it in your own like physical type of documents, and you're recording it in your brain, which is like, your brain is so powerful. Your brain is always absorbing information and like our habits. But when your brain has a specific target, oh, it's so locked in. And when the target continues to get refined, like your brain is finding ways to like bring you back to like fulfilling this target. And yes, maybe like right now it seems like it's so broad, like being a champion, but it's really filtering out all the other like elements and experiences of, you used to maybe identify with like weak and pathetic and loser and inadequate, and like life is unfair, and like, you know, like it was just really like subtly this like victim, poor me, pity me, frustrated mentality, and you just let it go. And like, okay, I'm laughing because metaphorically, like God, like the God in you, like right now, is like deliberately telling me, like I hear it's like shouting with those like those like big speakers that you see at when you see cheerleaders like doing a main cheer on the field. So imagine like the God in you, it's like has this big megaphone and is like, please stop changing teams to the teams that like you're gonna lose in. So the changing teams that you're gonna lose in is like the like megaphone voice is saying, stop changing to the teams that are like around like having pity for yourself and feeling sorry for yourself and feeling frustrated and like over analyzing your past, because like you have, since you're a champion, you are so powerful of what you have in the now. You're so powerful of this present very second. You get like I'm sorry, but like it feels like this, like you have so much potent energy that you're like learning to channel and master this energy, because you have so much power that wants to be channeled as a champion. And before it was like scattered, like it was like your energy was scattered. This like champion powerful energy was scattered, where sometimes you would feel really powerful and sometimes you would feel so like depleted and you were drained, because the depletion and draining feeling was like going back and changing your uniform, your practice like uniform, to the losing team of worry, the losing team of overthinking, the losing team of when you're about to do the right action, you like second guess yourself, the losing team of like believing that being self-conscious is just of who you are, the losing team of like poor planning, the losing team of not asking for help sooner, the losing team of seeing your problem and not taking action on it. And so it compounds. And so right now, like the God in you is like super loud, like super megaphone loud, not in a way of like shouting at you, but so loud that it's like it's so beautiful. Like, it's so loud because you've decided to cut off and siphon off and just be like, that's done. Like, I am no longer identifying with like weak, pathetic, like losing mentality, right? And I know that I'm coming off really strongly and like really like unabashed, and it's because like the God in you is like so knows how you're gonna win in life, so knows the exact like blueprints and habits and like the very experiences that you're like meant and are embarking on right now to continue to live out and be a champion. And so it's like really showing you like every time you're like your past residual self comes up of like losing or perceiving you're losing, it wants you to like imagine right now like a visual image of like you're about to take off like the winning uniform, you're about to like throw away your winning trophy you're about to throw out your like all of your winning playbooks, and like you're about to like throw it into the fire, like to burn it away, and like the God in you who's like total winner and totally like is like set for life winning is like, okay, if you take off that like uniform, you can because everyone's given like choice, but you go on that side of the gym and it's like dusty and it smells and it's like dilapidated, it's deteriorating, it's like just stepping in there you're like drained already. And so it like the God in you is just really like showing you how polar and powerful you are, because power moves even when you're drained, because you have like emotions and the neural thoughts that we think, and then the habits that we do from like having draining thoughts of worry, anxiety, feeling self-conscious, or creating self-dramatic stories that we're losing, or self-dramatic stories that how we're gonna have another like losing outcome, or having this like self-dramatic assumption. Like there's so much power that's like generating from it, and the same amount of power you are now gonna just only channel it of like being on the winning team. And so right now like the God in you is like, okay, let's have like, they want to make this so practical that you don't see this as like whimsical or fantasy or theory or just another spiritual message. Like, it literally wants me to be like, this is your divine, like, team meeting now. Like, this is your, there's like a divine contract, basically. So when we overlook our spiritual relationship with ourselves and with like our true higher self, like our God in us, I'm sorry to say this, but when we overlook that aspect, because we are spiritual beings, and we over identify and overcompensate in our mind and body, like, you're only so limited in those areas. And so it just wants you right now to just like come to like full acceptance and agreement that opening yourself up and being available and inviting in and like welcoming it and like sitting with and having team meetings with like yourself and with like your higher self, like the God in you, is the most like strategic and life-saving thing you can do in your whole life. And it wants you to like treat your life from now on like this. And because like even my last video, I was talking about how like when we're spiritual, like when we have a relationship with ourselves and with God, like for me, like God is number one, and I'm now number one with God, and I'm now number one in my mission. Like they're all equally number one. That it's unconventional and it's like non-traditional and it's paradoxical from like my ego and from just the way the world lives to like place God and myself and my mission as number one, and just like the way I have a relationship with God every single moment and every single day. It's very unconventional. It may even be inconvenient for me at times, and it's so intangible, but I always gain and generate so much like energy and these like inspiring and truthful ideas. I experience an overflow of love and joy and so much peace, and I know insights and wisdom that I could never have gained from a book, never have gained even from other coaches who've coached me. And even though it's paradoxical and it's unconventional and it's intangible, it's created everything else in my life, like my mind, my mentality, and how I like understand my body and how I understand my emotions, now how I live my life. It's created it in such a way that it's like this like congruency now. It's not, nothing's fragmented. Everything is only integrated and elevated. And so if you can open yourself up and trust yourself through each team meeting with like the God in you about everything, so you can talk to like your higher self about like, okay, since I'm a champion and I want to play by the winning champion playbook that's designed for me, related to my money, related to my health, related to love, related to partnership, related to where I live, related to my business, related to these goals that seem so ambitious, related to, and you just ask, like, and you take notes in your mind, or take notes and ask again, right? Like ask, okay, what skills do I already have? And like, this is where you get to use like the most brilliance of your brain and the most brilliance of your imagination and bring them together, because you have strengths and you have gifts and you've gone through experiences that created such like life lessons that you are now living now, that like that's one part of your blueprint. I call it, like, for me, like when I do that, I call it like God-given like strengths. And the more that I hone into my God-given strengths, like for me, like I love encouraging, I love like meditating and visualizing, and I'll write down what I visualize. And I love learning, and I learn at such rapid absorption rates, and I love moving my body. And so I have found ways to like share my gifts through like YouTube and how I used to coach and everything. And so like the next process of like, you know, you have God-given strengths, and then go to your like the areas of what you ignore or you deny or you like resist, and these are like the behaviors and the mentalities that are part of the losing team. And so if it's like procrastination or self-sabotage or poor planning or feeling unmotivated, like those attitudes and those assumptions of like, this is how I always would be, there's like a lack of incompetence matched with like a losing attitude. So how would a true champion see and treat and interact if you continue to procrastinate, right? Like have that like outside like observer perspective and like conversation. And of course, like God is gonna like always make you win, but he's gonna keep making you practice and practice and practice until you've like chosen to improve in that skill. So like procrastination, for example, like I keep hearing, is like a fear of getting it wrong and a control to always have it perfect, because you don't want it to like you're self-conscious in that specific area. So the blend of psychology in your brain and just accepting at your core that you are a champion, you're gonna have higher standards, and you're able to like not only start and initiate this like new skill, this life skill, like think of it as a life skill. Like how amazing is that if you get to choose to improve in like, let's say procrastination, you get to develop a life skill for the lifetime. If you start now, think of like how much of like sharper and faster and just like so integrated that it becomes a mastery skill. So what would be the opposite skill of like, what's be the skill of procrastination, like not being procrastination? You'd be like excellent at like planning and being decisive and then executing on your decisions and like adapting. And then because of that, you get even more like elevated and super clear focused like ideas and clear focus. So I just want you to know like your like the God in you, like your higher self, like your source, has so much like so much it's like 100% is so watered down. It's like there's just so much support that like it's not even being like weighted on you. It's just like, please receive, because you deserve it. Please receive all this support. Please receive all these resources. Please receive all this positivity. Please receive all this courage. Please receive all of this fearlessness. Please receive all of this like acceptance of yourself. And I just keep clearing that what you've like once struggled in of like certain life skills feels like, again, like procrastination, self-sabotage. This time it's different because you're coming from your core. You're coming from the core of I'm a champion, instead of, hey, I've been losing, versus like the other way. It's like, I've been losing and I've been struggling and I have to stop self-sabotage. Okay, I'm gonna stop self-sabotage. But then you go back to default of like, see? Like it's like a negative self-fulfilling prophecy. A negative self-fulfilling prophecy is like, I am this way, and so this is gonna happen. And because that negative thing happened, it reinforces and compounds as, yeah, permanently I am this way. And so like a true winner, a true champion, it's like, okay, how can I create more positive, powerful, life-changing, self-fulfilling prophecies in my mind, in my body, how I treat my body, how I talk to myself, how I see myself in the mirror. Okay, here's another thing about like that you're having this like snapback, and it's like this quiet knowing that you're a champion, and now you're starting to create like in your physical life, like the structure and the discipline and just like taking charge. And like the God in you right now wants you to know this, that every time you're feeling challenged, it wants you to like take a big deep breath and just say, I've got your back. It wants you to take a deep breath and says, I'm handling this. It wants you to take a deep breath and be like, wow, we are really on the course of winning because I'm taking care of it. Like, we are really on the course of like winning. We're taking care of this. And it just wants you to like have these like big deep breaths and just like remember that, because you are never ever going to change back teams, take off your practice or take off your permanent uniform of like going to the losing negative self-talk. And so like there's like every time you make, even to your ego, it seems like a micro progress. Like, oh, I just put my shoes on and I'm gonna go work out at the gym. Like, your ego might like totally underestimate it, undervalue it, but like your whole like spiritual soul team is like, woo! It's like full on cheering for you, because you need to understand that whenever we make when we make decisions that are like empowering and are like and our decisions are in congruence and are in reflection of like our core self of like being a champion and then being of our highest self, on the like metaphysical level, there's like such a beautiful ripple, because the beautiful ripple is like magnifying. It's like expressing itself through like your emotion, creation in motion of like you practicing and being in this new habit, in this new like core identity. And so it really wants you to like practice during this time period, because now you're having this like moment of like, I'm locked in, I'm knowing myself as a champion. I'm taking like these like clear, decisive decisions on myself, around my mind, my body, my heart, my soul, my mission. That it wants you to start accepting that these skills and this unwavering solid depth to yourself, like the volcano and the ocean, that you're like really honing in of really trusting the unseen. So I know that you might have heard that maybe in a spiritual way, but it's like really telling you like your physical experiences in your life are beautiful and they provide such like polarity, like contrast. They provide just allowing you to be, right? Allowing you to just experience life. But it wants you to know that your inner world that you're creating, your inner relationship with yourself is like number one, is that you're seeing that as the evidence than what we see on our physical life right now. And it wants you to know that like every champion, like from sports, from celebrities, to anyone that you've like ever thought was successful or maybe put on a pedestal at one point, they all have their own inner world, like their inner vision of themselves right now, as crystal clear than like what's out here, like what other people's opinions are. And you're starting to understand like a champion is really just like like I and we, like with you and God. And you're just recognizing like, wow, like the magnitude of the possibilities of winning for the rest of your life. That if you choose to go this path, and you can choose to be disciplined and devoted and dedicated and courageous, and to be the person that does not repeat history. Like that is like the main lesson that like the God in you wants you to like come to full terms of your life, is that you're not put on this earth to repeat history. You're not put on this earth to just follow traditions. You're not put on this earth to accept other people's rules and standards. You're not even put on this earth to repeat your own history. And it's gonna be this like process where you're like, oh, been there, done that. but not in an ego way, but it's just gonna be like this like quiet inner like champion in you that's like, okay, been there, done that mentality of what I like know what I'm capable of. So what? So God, like who am I really outside of that? Like who am I truly, God, when I play into the next realm of, I mean, there's more. I mean, there's like even more that I can maintain that's like really good for me. Like even that there's, and even this essence of like, wow, I mean, there's even a life that's so normal and common in my baseline of being so healthy, being so vibrant, being so energetic, being so light and weightless and so locked in. Like this is my focus. And it's not even this like childlike dabbling anymore of like, oh, maybe I want that, or maybe it's this, or it's gonna be all of this. It's like this, again, it's like a quiet stillness and this like erupting and emerging power and poise and greatness and like direction. And think of like a volcano. So I'm from Hawaii and it's like so respected there, you know, like the lava and the volcano. And you know, volcanoes are like started below the ocean, you know, like below the water, so like deep in the ocean. And it like through time, right, it builds up, and then when it erupts, you can see it in different perspectives, right? But the lava, it's actually moving so hot, but so like graceful and slow. And yes, it like, again, right, what we like once created, it gets destroyed. It like, you know, it's almost like purging and cleansing and creating a whole new rebirth, right? And any time that you feel a little shaken up or unsure, it like God in you is like, activate yourself in like the lava in you, like the volcano in you, the fire in you, the merging of you, like that is your power. It's gonna always be so steadfast and potent, and it's meant to collapse and destroy and destruct and collapse things that like cannot be carried into being a champion. And like the ocean represents like your vastness. You have a lifetime of winning. So you're gonna have a lifetime of vastness of understanding yourself. You're gonna have a lifetime of vastness of going deeper and deeper. You're gonna have a lifetime of vastness of understanding that like you have so much creative, expansive potential energy and like skills and God-given talents to be experienced and to be shared. And there's like, it's coming through like like there's like this, like I'm in a library and I just see all these books like just passing by me, like it almost feels like this drawing that I made a while ago. Let me see if I can get it. Hold on. I swear like I downloaded it. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Okay, can you guys see it? Can you see it? And so it's like there's hallways, like miles of hallways of books and chapters and just really like books of you that like the God in you is like, these are all the like stories you're gonna experience. These are like the experiences that you're gonna have. You have a vastness about you. So it's not about figuring it out. It's about allowing yourself to be revealed to it and living it out, allowing yourself to experience it. And again, you're gonna continue. It's like just a continuation. And the last thing that like is really coming through again is that you have such a powerful mind. Your powerful mind has created you. Your powerful mind has created the life that you have up to this point. And your powerful mind will again give you both worlds of having weak and pathetic and like starting to have that like draining, depleting energy world. And it's gonna have this one where it's like you're strong, you are so undeniable, and you are so unbreakable and indestructible because you know yourself, because you have God within you. Like, you and God are, like, again, unified, one team. I'm always about that. Like, you're understanding your blueprints continue to evolve as you evolve. Your skills continue to enhance and get adapted, and new life skills happen and are being created because you've chosen to allow yourself to not live in a world of repeating history. And that means that you will have new depths of trust, new depths of understanding yourself, and new depths of, like, acceptance and agreement that this is the world and the life that I'm living in from now on. And see it as like these are your codes of conduct. I mean, think of every winning team or winning player, if you have to be, like, to take this message and make it, like, super clear and applicable. Like, winners, we go through, like, we get beat up, right? Like, we push and extend, and we place ourselves in things that are out of the norm and abnormal to most people, that are uncomfortable temporarily, that are, like, fully unconventional, that provides so much freedom but yet so much control of, like, this is my path. And the God in you is, like, saying, trust this path, trust this is that you're set up to win for the rest of your life when you choose to be a champion. And that every next championship or next win, you have so much more, like, on your winning team now. You have so much to play with your winning team. So it's, like, almost showing, like, you're going from, like, like, junior varsity, and then you go to varsity, and then from varsity you go to college, right? And then from college you can go to pro. And even with pros, there's, like, levels to it. And so it says, don't be discouraged by the vision I've given you, by the writings you've written down about yourself, by the maybe even prophetic messages it's saying, that says that is a glimpse into everything else in your life, but you must start and master the basics of using your God-given skills and talents every single day. And anytime you feel a little moment of, like, oh, like, you want to, like retreat back and not use your God-given skills in that experience because it's, like, inconvenient, or the possibility of being not accepted or rejected, it says, no, this is your time to use it even more so, because a champion does not be a coward. It does not conform. Wow. Yeah, I just see, that's, like, what it's saying. It's, like, it's on the code of conduct. It says, remove, again, right? Remove cowardness and remove conformity out of your life now. That's it. It's showing me that the faster, the most certain and decisiveness of just accepting and agreeing, like, I'm not going to be a coward and not going to conform, so much will be removed out of your life, and life gets so clear and so fast, and just, like, so much blessings, like, so much more. And even the habits that you already have, that, like, and all the strengths and the skills that you already are doing, they're just, like, they're, like, up to the next voltage, because you just like, non-negotiables, like, I'm not gonna be a coward, I'm not gonna conform anymore. And you're gonna filter life. Remember how I told you about the brain? Once the brain knows that this is our target, the brain also has a target of, like, this is what we don't do anymore. And so the brain is gonna be, like, super, like, crystal clear, super, like, locked in, like this. And so I feel like today's message was just, like, a full-on coaching, like, through this God megaphone. And I'm excited for you. Like, I don't know what your winning is gonna look like, but you know what you cannot unsee now, right? You know what you cannot unfeel. You know what you cannot, like, compromise on. And I mean, the true essence of life, I know we all say, oh, I want more money, I want to be free, I want to have love, I want to have joy, I want to do whatever I want. but like, come here. Like, the truest, like, most fulfilled life, the most satisfying life, and all of that, like all the things I expressed, is you are no longer conforming, and you're no longer being a coward, and that you're actually truly being free and unlimited. You're truly being expressive of yourself. And that's where you'll never repeat history, because you've decided, like, if I remove all of that, like, can you imagine the magnitude of you being a champion, of how much it influences yourself, the people around you, your family? What would your bank account look like if you've just resolved, like, just told yourself, no, I'm not conforming, and I'm not being a coward around this area of my life. Like, the magnitude, right? Like, write it down. That's a part of, like, the God blueprint. Like, that's truly, like, a part of, like, a God, like, encounter meeting that I've had. Like, God told me, like, I remember the first few times he told me, and it's like, it took so long for me to, like, let go of this, like, I don't want to, like, about conforming and being a coward, because at the time I, like, wanted love so badly. I wanted love so desperately. And I thought that if I didn't conform, and if I just was super compliant and agreeable, like, I'll receive love. And what was happening was, internally, I was being a coward, and I was not conforming to, like, my truest essence, you know? And so I have so much freedom of, like, really loving myself now. I feel like I'm in my forever home now of, like, loving myself, because I've just chosen to, like, belong to myself. I've chosen to not be a coward to looking at myself. I've chosen that I've only experienced, like, that world of feeling drained and depleted and so discouraged when I conform, and when I am compliant, and when I am a coward. And the word coward could be so small, you know, like, when I say small, like, maybe instead of saying exactly, like, what I, like, truly meant, like, in that moment, I was just like, well, yeah, you know, my day was, like, kind of like this, like, that's a coward, you know? So I just want you to just remember, like, you are a champion, you are a winner. You're now going to be a champion in all congruence, heart, mind, body, and soul. And allow your champion spirit, allow your champion life to just speak for itself, to be volumes loud, without you having to, like, tell anyone right now, you know? And I'm totally cheering for you. I'm totally excited for you. I hope that you give yourself a wholehearted permission to just be a champion, to have these, like, God-centered, like, moments, and being number one with God, and being number one with yourself, and being number one in your mission. And your mission could be really about, I'm just gonna be a champion in my life. Like, that is such a sacred and life-changing mission. It doesn't have to be a mission that's, like, super detailed of, like, maybe for some people it's like a business, or some people their detailed mission is about being a specific type of partner. Start with this and see where your path goes, because you're on the winning path, you know? And every time you experience a challenge and setback, I want you to remember, you have so much life skills. You have so much life skills. You're gonna tell yourself, I got my back. And you have so much, like, power in you, that it's gonna just, like, be amazing. It's gonna amaze you. It's gonna surprise you. You are always deserving, you're always valuable, and you're always important. Now it's time for you to win.